Good morning, Juela.
Good morning.
Welcome to the U.S. Embassy. And first of all, congratulations on being chosen as the Albania representative for the European Democracy Youth Network.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your warm welcome.
So today we've invited you here to talk to us a little bit about this youth network. And I'd like to know if you could tell me a little bit about the network and how you were chosen.
It is my pleasure to talk about the network, so thank you for the invitation. So European Democracy Youth Network is a network composed not only by youth involved in political parties, but also from civil society and NGOs. About the selection process, I think I was a suggestion from a USAID partner, which is IRI, but also NDI sent some of their suggestions, and then the selection committee thought that my profile would fit better for what EDYN will be.
And can you tell me a little bit about EDYN?
So we are a group of people, young people, who care about our countries and about our generation, and we try to change things in different ways. For example, I personally try to change them by being involved politically, but I have also colleagues in EDYN who try to change things by being in the civil society or being NGOs representatives. And I think that this is what makes us different, because in Europe there are many youth organizations, and I've been asked this question a lot, like, why are you different? And I think that none of the organizations is as diverse as we are, and our diversity is our strength in this case. And even though we have our even though we have different ideologies, we have some common problems and issues that in our respective countries that disturb us all. And if we find which these issues are, then maybe we'll try to find a solution and solve the problems in the end. That's what we will try to do in our respective countries.
Good. So I understand that at the age of 16, you attended a political event.
Yeah.
And since then, for the past 8 years, you've been politically active and an advocate here in Albania for youth. So tell me, what was that political event that you attended?
So 8 years ago, there were local elections going on in Albania, and I was in high school at that time. And I remember that I was walking from school back home, and I was talking with my friends, and at that time in the city of Tirana, where I live, there was a new guy competing against the mayor who had been governing the country for the last 12 or 11 years. And, you know, even though I was maybe too young and didn't understand all the technicalities or details, I sensed the need that the city had to change. And I was hoping that this new guy, who happens to be Mr. Basha now, this new guy would win. And then I thought, like, maybe I should stop hoping and maybe I should start acting, you know, give my contribution into helping this new guy win. And this new guy won.
Great. And how have your experiences in politics shaped your views on the need to work with people across political divides?
If you would have asked me, like, maybe a couple of years ago, I would have said me working with people from different ideologies is impossible. But I would have been totally wrong, because it is impossible to change things if you don't cooperate with people who don't think same like you do. It's impossible to ignore each other. I mean, if we ignore each other, we cannot achieve anything. So it is crucial to work with people from different social, political groups.
Well, that's pretty impressive that a young person actually looks to work across the aisle.
Yeah, but you know, I think that EDYN and our time in the States helped me realize that and be more sure about that. Because, I mean, EDYN is composed, as you know, of people from both from center-right and center-left parties and civil society and NGOs. And maybe the first day was a little bit difficult for us to reach an agreement, but for the rest days of the week that we spent there, it was so easy, because even though we come from different countries, we more or less have the same challenges and problems. So it's not a problem, but it's a strength in our case.
So listening to you, it's quite impressive. What is one piece of advice that you would give to political leaders today in Albania to be able to reach your hand across the aisle to be successful to support the citizens of Albania?
Yeah, if we want to support the citizens of Albania, first of all, we have to support the youth because they are the future. There will not be any more country left if we don't support the future of this country, which is the youth, and if the youth leaves. So, first of all, I think that each political party should support the youth to take over roles, important roles, not just involve them, but actively promote them to take executive roles in the parties or in the public administration. But I also have a request for the political parties, and I would ask them to stop the brain drain that it's happening to Albania now, because as everyone knows, like many well-educated young people are leaving the country, and that's not good for our future. So we should stop them. I mean, that's the first thing we have to do: stop young people from leaving, but not force them to stay, but like creating opportunities for them to find themselves and build their future here.
Great. That's very true right now in Albania. There are a lot of young people leaving. But one thing I would like to say, yes, the youth are the future, but the youth are today too.
Yeah.
So remember that.
Yeah.
And I understand you also have experience with social media.
Yeah.
How can you use social media to reach out to different populations? And what are the techniques that you think have been most effective with your work?
Well, first of all, we need to have the most important thing, which is the content. And we need to find the problems that disturb different groups that we are trying to target. But in my case, I think it's important to address problems which affect most of the population, like economy, unemployment, or education, because all these three affect most of the population. But through the technology and different techniques, you can find ways to address them. But what I think it's important here is to find the solution, not just address the problem or reach new audiences, but try and find a way how to engage them. And I think that EDYN will be a great help in every country to address and engage people to be active and solve the problems they have.
So for USAID, it is very important for us to actually support youth and also gender. And it's quite impressive that as a young woman, you actually have been elected as one of the leaders of EDYN. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And I'd like you to share with me, what is your vision for the next 2 to 3 years for the network?
Well, first of all, it is not just only my achievement, but it's also USAID which has helped us to do this, and which has personally helped me to feel comfortable in all discussions, because I don't think I would have been elected if they didn't create that friendly environment for us to be comfortable and share our opinions. And I think that it's not just, this is not just only my vision, but it's also the USAID and your partners at IORI and NDI vision to expand the network. First, this is the first thing, to expand the network, and I'm sure that in the next couple of years we'll be the most powerful youth network in Europe, and if things go well, maybe we can expand it also in other continents and share our experience. And
I hope to see that.
Yeah, we are ambitious.
Great. Again, the youth are today, right? So lastly, I understand you just returned from the United States, where the council has just met. It is a recently established network, and it will be growing over the next few years. And you've been able to travel to Washington, D.C., and you traveled to Pennsylvania, and you met with legislators and political experts, and you were with your network colleagues. Can you tell me, what are a few things that you take away from that experience?
Well, I've been thanking USAID so much today, but I cannot stop doing it because this program wouldn't have been possible without the USAID. So thank you very much for creating this program and giving us the opportunity to change things we don't like in our countries. First thing, and what I learned that if we don't collaborate, if we don't cooperate with each other, we're not getting anywhere. So we have to listen to each other, be open-minded, and things will follow. You know, you just have to be open-minded, and then you will see that you have common points or problems with your colleagues from different countries and different political parties. Or
is there anything in particular that you remember during your time and your travels that you say, I'd like to bring that back to Albania? One of the things we did when we were in the States was going to Gettysburg in Pennsylvania, and that was impressive. You know, all of us knew a little bit about it, but we spent a whole day learning about it, and it is. What I took back with me home is that we should not take things for granted. You know, freedom or democracy or liberty should not be taken for granted. It was not easy to achieve any of these values, and we should not take them for granted today, but we should fight for them every day in our way. But the important thing is to fight, not just care, because we all care about things going on, but the important thing is to act and do something about it, because caring is not enough. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for all your work, and not only your work for this USAID-sponsored project, but for your work for Albania to move forward in this democratic process. And welcome to the USAID family.
Thank you very much for all you've done, and I look forward to working with you.